Monday, February 5th, 2024. Dreamvlog. It's about, I think, 5:48. I just woke up. Crazy dream. So I dreamt of the bikers, dreamt of Lanea, dreamt of a couple other things, of Ivonne, Davino's sister. I dreamt of the Lancaster Mall and across the street, but it was a little different in my dream. But anyways, in my dream, I had felt awkward, right? I seen Lanea. It was the awkward beginning. Kind of just awkward just being around her a little bit. But we started talking, and it was like an awkward feeling, because like we didn't know each other like since fucking a long time ago. Like we grew different lifestyles and shit. And then we started talking. We ended up getting together and dating. And we were walking down to the mall in the parking lot and shit. And the bikers pull up. One biker pulls up, and these bikers all had fucking hooks on their hand like pirates. Like their hands were gone, like their hands got chopped off or some shit. And there was like three or four of them with hooks, at least two. And the first one pulled up. I thought there was a fucking butcher knife on the floor, so I grabbed it and I put it in my back pocket. And he's like, "What? You can't something you can't fight or whatever, something like that." So I just put it in my back pocket anyways, and I didn't pull it out because I was about to put one in them. You know what I'm saying? And so I started fighting him, and then they started jumping me and Lanea, and I fucking hit him hard as fuck, bro. I felt that shit in my dream. I was like, boom, boom, boom. And I was catching them all. I was fighting like, I think like 4 or 5 of them. And they were hitting on Lanea and me. And I was fighting one, and I look over and I see Lanea, and I run up, bing, and I protect her. But one of their hooks had sliced her stomach. And I run up and I bang him, and he backs up, and it was a younger fool, a skinny white dude with brown hair. And I was just fighting them all. They couldn't get me down, but they were swinging their hooks at me and shit. And they all had fucking no hands and shit. I don't know how you ride a fucking motorcycle with no hands, but it is what it is. Anyways, there was 5 of them that were jumping me, and they attacked Lanea and cut her fucking stomach where her solar plexus was, and the top of their stomach. I think the solar plexus, the top, like right under the sternum. And then I run over there and I was like, bing, fucking hit them. Fucking, they stopped real quick, and then something just popped in my head. So when you have a hand, back in the day in the witch's craft, you can use a hand for a very powerful ritual. Es la mano. It's a 5-finger hand, especially from a thief that's dead. But anyways, it's an old school ritual. Anyways, whatever. I don't know where that came from. Popped in my head. But anyways, I had protected Lanea, and boom, and we're dating, and we're walking around. After that, they had left. They had jumped me, and then they wanted to jump me, but they didn't want me to use a knife. So it was kind of like contradictive. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They couldn't ride the fade. They had to be in their little groups. In my dream, at least. I don't know how they work out here, but you know what I mean? Anyways, then me and Lanea are walking and talking and shit. We're walking around the mall, like the outside the parking lot and shit. And we're like by Applebee's, but it was moved. It was weird. It was a different location. It was like right by where McGrath's is, the fish place. Applebee's was like right there by Lancaster Mall. And we were walking around and and just talking and shit. And she was like kind of trying to get out of there. She's like, my stomach, because she had got cut. And this could be a symbolism, a weird symbolism, but I don't even think I would like fuck with Lanea again, and I don't think she would fuck with me anyways. So it's a weird dream. But anyways, um, mm, she's beautiful as fuck. So I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know. But anyways, um, we're walking and we're talking, and she was like holding her stomach. She was bleeding, and then and then walking. We ended up going across the street by Target, and ended up going in a restaurant, but it was like a restaurant in my dream. It wasn't in real life. And then I see Gavino's sister Ivonne. Then I see like a whole bunch of people with her, like it was his whole family, like their brothers and sisters. I never met none of their little brothers and sisters, so I couldn't tell you what they look like. And then, but I seen Ivonne there, and I was sitting up at top. I looked behind me, and there's some high school students in like cheerleading outfits, and they were like laughing at me. It was weird. And then I go down. I felt paranoid, and like they were setting me up. And so I go down to Ivonne, and I go to Yvonne's table, and I just start talking to her. And then Lanea was sitting at the other table, like on the side. It was weird. So I was talking to Yvonne, and then I see the little brothers and stuff, like a whole family, Yvonne's family or some shit. And then and they were eating food. It was like a McDonald's or some shit. And then I go talk to Lanea at the other table, and she was just chilling there, like feeling awkward, like having this awkward feeling about herself, um, feeling weird or awkward, subconscious. I don't know. I mean, yeah, something like that. And so she was sitting at this table by herself. It was a little two-seater table. And so then I go to her, talk to her. Then she ended up leaving when I was talking to Yvonne. She ended up leaving to around the back, and I went look for her. And then there was this girl. I was like, Lanea. And then she was like, oh, she left. She just left. And then she didn't give me no warning, right? And then I was walking around, and I seen a dude stealing clothes and selling them, a ratero. It was some Mexican dude. He steals clothes, and he was in this room, and he had a pile of clothes, and he was showing all these people, and he was stealing clothes, like one of those tweaker dudes that steal clothes and steal stuff and then sell them. And then I was like, let me get this. And then he was like, nah, you gotta do it yourself. Da, 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 da. And then I kind of just left. And I was carrying an old gray sweater I used to have. An old gray sweater. It's like a dark gray. It was a Foot Locker sweater. And I was wearing it and holding it. I walk back across the street towards the mall, because I was over by Target kind of. And then and then um and then something in my mind, someone had found out. I heard a spirit in my mind. Oh, they jumped me, right? They said my name, they jumped me. And then the homeboys were getting mad, and some of my homies got mad that I got jumped, so they wanted to help me. But it was like a spirit talking to me in the background. You know what I mean? And honestly, no one wants my homeboys over here. They're all shooters. But anyways, I heard a little voice. I heard little man talking about little man, and little man's mad you got jumped or some shit. Which I know that's not true, because little man doesn't give no fucks about nobody but his hood. You know what I'm saying? So um, and then Um, then I'm walking. It was just like a little spirit whispering to me. When I'm walking around. There was people stalking me, and they were waiting. There was like a long ass line to this McGrath's, but it was Applebee's. And then in my dream it was Applebee's. And then I was going in. I came out and I seen this long ass line, and they're just all staring at me. There's people fucking following me in the parking lot, and then it kind of looked like this old grocery store by Dairy Queen off Market, I think, or Market or Silverton, I can't remember. But anyways, I'm walking around and I see some people doing witchcraft over apple. Apples are for protection or love or lust, right? And so I see this older woman rubbing an apple with her hand, like rubbing it and rubbing it and rubbing it. And she was with some other lady. She was standing on the top of a curve, and she was doing witchcraft on the apple. And I just wanted to help, me. I wanted to be nice and help her. And so I called down. There was a storm in the sky, so I put my hand up and I called down a tornado, and I'm controlling it. It's like a little tornado, like off the ground. You know when you see a little whirlwind on the ground, and it's just like spinning like this. That's what I did, but with leaves, I did it with my hand. Power over the wind. I didn't mean to speak tongues right now, but anyways, I was like this, and I was like giving them power, to help their spell. But then they ended up being bad witches. So this is a warning not to work with some witches, because they would turn against me. But anyways, I was giving them power, and they're like, "What the fuck?" They were like surprised, and I was like, "Shh." And they're using the green apple, which green apples are usually more for money type, or I don't know. It was green apple, but anyways, I was like this, and they were looking at it, and then a big old tornado came from the bottom. That little tornado went, and a big old tornado came, like a huge one, and in front of their. So that means that the spell work that they were gonna try to do is gonna fuck them all up. It's gonna try to get me, but I'm gonna evade it because I started leaving, going inside a building, and it looked like a DHS building or like a state worker building, and they were all looking at me like they knew me, and they were all looking at me in the state building like they knew me, right? And I go in and I walk through and I get away from the tornado, but it was gonna get them too. So whatever magic they're gonna do, it's gonna try to I'm gonna get away from them, and it's gonna try to consume them or people around that area or that community of their home, because it's gonna backfire really bad because it's gonna be powerful. But anyways, um, anyways, and then I walk through this building and look at the state building. They're all looking at me like they knew me, and then the apple could represent love magic. Being bringing someone together with me or something like that. I had assumed that some people were doing love magic to pull me to somebody, but it never really works. Um, but anyways, um, uh. I think I was walking around. Oh yeah. Then I walk out of the buildings, and then there was police officers going into the store. The door was locked, and they unlocked it for the police officer. There was like 6 police officers going to the store, and I felt this negative energy from the police officers. So I went in, and I went in the store, and I was just looking around and seeing what the officers were talking about. They were talking to somebody, and then I followed one, and then I left one. I left outside, and I left because one was being hella cool with somebody. So I just left. So I was just kind of investigating. And then they were all wearing those like downtown outfits, those little polos with the little sewn badge on, like when they ride bikes and shit. So this could be a representation of Monmouth Independence fucking police officers or some shit. But anyways, and then I walk outside, and then I walk outside, and I'm free of any cops against me, right? They didn't have nothing against me. They didn't like pursue me, talk to me, or anything. Didn't even pay attention to me really. But I felt like they had a animosity in the back of their mind, kind of type of thing. Um, then 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 the cut in the solar plexus of Lanea could be a removing of soul ties that either I can get with her or I can remove that soul tie. Just popped in my head right now. Because the solar plexus is the soul tie connection. It's where you drain your energy or come and get into energy. But anyways, I was walking outside out the police. Can't remember what else. There was another part of the dream, I think, but I can't remember what else. There was someone trying to attack me. I think it was an islander dude, a skinny islander dude, and I never seen him before, but he was a skinny dark islander dude. He kind of looked like Pete, but he was different looking. And then it could have been a relative or something like that of Pete. But anyways, it looked like that, and I was in a parking lot at the mall, and he was attacking me. He was trying to say something to me, and then there was a whole bunch of homeless people outside the mall, and I seen a cowboy's blanket and a pillow, like by a fence in the dirt, and there was homeless people like stalking me and shit, and then I catch him and shit. So I catch him. So I mean, it ain't no thing. Basically, I overcome every obstacle that comes against me. Witchcraft, physical attack, jumping. But they're gonna try to stop some shit, and it's not gonna pan out.